Hey guys, welcome back. Orbomb here, bringing you the very first of our Digimon TCG content. I'm really excited about this. Well, not the very first, but we've talked about it before. But we're actually going to start doing deck profiles and games and stuff on the channel, as long as I can find people. You know, Digimon is new. I want to do some semi-consistent content of Digimon if I can. This requires me to find people that will play games with me. But I've been playing a lot of Digimon, and more importantly, I've been theory crafting a lot of Digimon. I've been building a lot of decks on the side, and I really want to share the information and the ideas I've had while building with you guys, because I feel like Digimon's going to be huge. I love the game so far. I think it has the most balanced trading card game I've ever played for in a long time. With the coolest memory system and all that stuff. I think it's great. If you guys want to know the rules of the card game, I have it all on my channel. All the Digimon videos on my channel talking about the American release, or the worldwide release, I should say, as well as the rules, how to play the game, stuff like that, as well as the test game that you can see with me and Yoku, who's actually gonna be my opponent today in this video. We're gonna be doing. I also had you guys vote for what decks you guys want to see. In the very end of the vote, it was a tie between All Force Beatdown and Beelzemon. So I'm going to be showcasing this purple deck first, and then I'll do All Force hopefully next time, sometime soon, if I can find somebody to play a game with me. So we're going to talk about purple. Now, purple is a deck that's all about thinning your deck by dumping it into the discard pile, the deleted zone, the trash. So, like, as you can see, some effects, and they're all about like being destroyed, right? So purple, when destroyed, you can discard top 3 cards of your deck. Every time you attack, you can discard the top of your deck. Draw 2, discard 1. All about being destroyed effects, attacking effects, thinning the deck, stuff like that. So we're going to take full advantage of that, because purple is the most consistent type, because it has the ability to search the discard pile, the trash zone, for cards to put into your hand through Matt and through Grizzly Wing as well. So we are, like, the deck itself is fairly consistent. So we're going to be showcasing that and taking the most advantage of that through these cards, right? So the strategy of this deck is to attack your security as often as you can, get yourself destroyed, proc your effects, swarm the board. Very simple. It's a very wide strategy. We're not focusing a lot on Digivolving in this deck, only to draw cards here and there, but that's about it. So let's go over the cards. We have one Yaman. It's really just a 5th egg. This one doesn't really matter as much, but if you have 5 more cards of trash, Digimon gets 1000 TP. It's nice. Doesn't really come into play. What matters is this one, the PIedmon. Discard top card of your deck. Now you can choose to only play the PIedmon if you want to, because you want to discard your deck as quickly as possible. So not only to search your trash for cards as you see them, but also for your Beelzemon to proc, because whenever you have 10 cards in your trash, you can Digivolve your Imtmon directly into it, which is really nice. So yeah, PIedmon is the main dude, but because we have like blockers and a way to get our blockers back, sometimes these games go into very grindy modes. So it's nice to be able to evolve. It's nice to be able to have a 5th egg to evolve into, so you constantly be evolving and stuff like that. Because we are playing 4, 8, 12, 16, 18 rookies, probably the most amount of rookies I play in a non-rookie rush deck. It's a lot of rookies in this deck, but as we mentioned earlier, the whole point of this deck is to play down your cards and attack your opponent's security. Very similar to Rookie Rush, but there's a lot more a lot more involved in this deck. We have 4 Itmon. We play 4 Itmon so that we can evolve into our Beelzemon quickly, and it gives you the most amount of discard. Discard 3 cards on top of your deck when this card is destroyed. We only got 1000 TP, so it gets destroyed all the time. It is what it is there. Devimon only costs 2 memory to play down. Main reason why we use it. Tapermon, once again, when destroyed, draw a card, so it helps you draw more cards. Another thing about this deck is that you have some draw effects between this, and Gabumon. You don't have to worry about Digivolving too much, because you're able to draw even without Digivolving all the time. So we are playing a bunch of those. We are playing Devimon. So unlike Pokemon, even if they have the same name, you can play them as long as they have different text, or what's it called? Like, they're coming from different locations. And you can see where it says P017 here, and this one says BT2. It just means that they're both from different sets, so you can still play them because they're not the same card. We are playing 4 of these Devimon. When play, discard 2 cards from the top of your deck. Just another way to turbo. I haven't really got a chance to use this card because in the games that we're going to play, I never drew it. But like in theory, it helps turbo through your deck faster, which is really nice in this deck. 2 Gabumon. I'm only playing 2 of this card because even though it's a EOS, its evolutionary source effect is really nice. What is it? Evolutionary ESA? I don't know, whatever. Its evolution source effect is really nice. Draw 2, discard 1 from your hand. Because we are barely ever evolving our rookies, I just figured we can just play 2. We do occasionally evolve them through Devimon and Wizardmon, but because we're not always evolving them, I figured I only play 2 just for the time being. But it gives me more rookies, and like in this deck, you really want to find your rookies. So usually I only play like 15 in a deck, but this one's playing 18. It's really important to find them. All right, so that's going to be it for your rookies. You got 18 rookies and of course 5 eggs. Now for your level 8s, or your level 4s, I mean. Your champions, only 10 here, but 10 is, you know, it's pretty solid. Once again, we're not evolving all the time, but having these are nice. Of course, we have 4 Devimon. This card's busted. Having Vengeance means your opponents can never be rested or they will be punished. Also, is a great way to get rid of blockers, because if they block one of your dudes, you can come with, like, they can't ever block your Devimon, because if they do, they get destroyed, right? If they do block any of your other dudes, you can come in and crash to the blocker, destroy with Vengeance. So that means, you know, your opponent's probably not going to be blocking you very anything. We have a blocker ourselves. Well, a Beelzemon, we are playing 4 of these. We're playing 2 Wizardmon. Once again, another card that doesn't really matter. When destroyed, draw 1 card, so it does help you with drawing. It's only a 4 play cost, so it's actually pretty cheap for a level 4. But once again, if we want to play cheap cards to immediately play down, we'd rather play rookies. This is just another card that can evolve, so that we can draw cards if we need to. And, you know, draw 1. So if you were attacked with Goblimon and get destroyed, you get to draw 3 cards and discard 1, which is really nice. So, you know, it's nice. We're playing 3 Chimeramon, like a low-key sleeper. I want to play more of him, but I don't want to find him all the time. When played, destroy one of your opponent's Digimon. Just by destroying one of your other Digimon, destroy one of your opponent's level 5 or less Digimon. So because all of our effects are procced by being destroyed for the most part, that destroying our own Digimon is pretty good, and we can also destroy usually like a blocker or something that's going to evolve into something scary. Chimeramon is a strong card. You even see decks that aren't purple playing Chimeramon. Like, we never evolve into Chimeramon at all. It's just there to clear the board because that effect is just too good. Level 5 or less means anything besides like a Mega gets destroyed. So that's really, really nice. PIedmon is the reason why we play so many of these cards here. PIedmon is a when played card. You can put 2 level 4 less purple Digimon from your trash without playing their cost, and they do not activate their when played effect. So what happens with PIedmon is a lot of the time we get out 2 blockers. Sometimes we get out a Vengeance no blocker. Sometimes we get out Impmon because we have a Beelzemon in hand. But this thing is just like play it down, swarm the board. And this also has Vengeance, which means if they attack, we can destroy whatever's attacking them. Or we can just kind of like play this down, essentially have 3 Digimon down for the price of 1 for next turn, and be all like, all right, dude. Either get rid of my Digimon or you're going to lose the game from 3 or more security attacks because it's too strong. Or, you know, we're losing the game, we're in the back, but they have a lot of Digimon on the board. We get 2 blockers down, boom, easy money. That's 2 blocks attacks. And if they attack with anything, we have Vengeance, so we can destroy whatever is the most threatening to us. Because you guys don't know what Vengeance does. Whenever you get destroyed, you destroy whatever destroyed it. So if you attack a blocker and the blocker destroys you, well then the blocker gets destroyed as well. And if you attack a Omnimon or a Megamon with this dude and you get destroyed by the Omegamon, the Omegamon gets destroyed as well. So it's a really good way to like get rid of threats. It's probably the most important card of the deck, so you're playing 4 of those. 2 Beelzemon. Beelzemon is nice because it's a nice way to just get a really strong Digimon on board out of nowhere for the most part. If you have 10 or more cards in your trash, your Impmon can Digivolve into it directly for only 4 costs. And when you Digivolve, you destroy one of your opponent's level 4 or lower Digimon. So once again, because most blockers are level 4 or lower, this is a good way to just Digivolve, get rid of an opponent's blocker, attack their board a bunch, and you have an 11,000 dude that can, you know, contest versus a lot of different Digimon. It's pretty strong. If you have it with Yammon, or you have the chance to be 12,000. 12,000 is a pretty good number, but you know, it's more important that you have a really strong Digimon on the board that can also clear one of your opponent's dudes. We are playing 2 Millenniumon, or Volcanic Dramon for the mirror. Once again, it's another one of those play down. Obviously, we don't have any red cards in our deck to Digivolve from, but you know, it's a really strong card and so it's amazing tech. When played, destroy all of your opponent's Digimon with 4,000 or less DP. So like in the mirror, for instance, we can destroy everything here. So it's a really devastating card versus our deck, as well as a devastating card versus decks that are trying to outpace us. And that's why we play this card as a mirror attack. And also has security attack +1, so you know, get rid of 2 security, 3 attack for the following turn. Pretty nice. And we have Millenniumon. This is actually a new addition. I'm not really sure if I like it in this deck yet, but Millenniumon is a great way to get rid of, once again, big threatening Digimon. So like, I don't know if you can tell based off this deck so far, but it's very aggressive and control-y at the same time. I would say this is probably the best deck in the game right now. It's definitely up there. There's all these decks have different strategies that can all be good. This is definitely up. I would say this is like S+ tier. There's like maybe 2 other decks that I would consider the same tier as this deck. But yeah, as you can tell, it's all about getting rid of the opponent's scary dudes as well as attacking your opponent's security a bunch until you win the game, right? But Millenniumon, when Digivolved, you can Digivolve from any of your purple dudes. So this is a really nice way to... The other reason why Beelzemon is so good is because it's a really nice, like, low energy way to get out your Millenniumon, right? Like, if you have no Intmon on the board, you really only need 7 energies to go from Intmon into Beelzemon into Millenniumon. So 7 energies is all you need to do it in one turn. Obviously, it's probably not going to happen. If you have a dude on the board already, you can Digivolve that from into Intmon and then Intmon into Beelzemon, and then you can Digivolve into Millenniumon the following turn. It's pretty nice. Regardless, it's a really easy way to get out this dude. And with Digivolve, you can turn your opponent's Digimon to the bottom of the deck so it doesn't get destroyed, which is pretty nice against some decks that can use their discard pile as a resource. And when destroyed, if this Digimon had Digivolution sources, you may play it from your trash without paying the cost. So as you can see, as long as you've Digivolved into this Millenniumon, it essentially has 2 lives, which is great because once again, we do want to get destroyed a lot in this deck, and you can even pop with Chimeramon. So, and the cool thing about that is that, say that you, so here's the strategy I've used once, right? You attack with Millenniumon, right? Your Millenniumon is now rested. It can get punished for being rested. It is pretty low for a level 7 with 13,000 DP. So if your opponent decides to attack over it, what you do instead is you play your Chimeramon. Chimeramon destroys your Millenniumon. Millenniumon comes back with its effect, and then it's active again. And now they can't attack your Millenniumon because now it's active. So destroying it yourself is not bad at all. Although the only way to do that is Chimeramon, which once again is another reason why I want to play 4 Chimeramon, but I just need space for other cards. If anything, this could probably go if I want to play 4th Chimeramon, but I think 3 is fine in this deck. Yeah, that's it for the Digimon. Now for our options, we do have 3 matte. 3 is pretty heavy, but I like that. I like the ability to put any card back into my hand. This is all purple except for this, right? So you can turn 1 purple Digimon or option card from your trash into your hand. It's mainly there in case I discard both of my Beelzemon, or like if I really need a PIedmon this turn. Also, you know, put your memory to 3 at the beginning of your turn. So, I mean, that's what all these tamers do for the most part. All the good tamers do, so that's pretty nice. But being able to put these dudes back into my hand after I maybe binned them when I didn't want to is good. Then we have 3 Grizzly Wing. You may put a level 3 Digimon from your trash without paying its cost. So essentially you are playing one of these downs for only 2 energies instead of 3, and the only one that's 2 energies in the deck is Devimon, so it's technically cheaper. Once again, would like to play 4, but because it's not really a starter, because they have to be in your trash first, it's okay to just play it as 3. And we already have 4 level 2 summons anyways, or 2 memory summons I should say, so no big deal there. And then Trump Sword. We did talk about how like your opponents want to be active so that we can't use vengeance against them. And Trump Sword is a great way for them to be all like, well, you either stay rested and then get destroyed by a Devimon or my PIedmon, or you stay active and get destroyed by a Trump Sword. And then once again, security effects are nice. So if they're in security, you get these effects. And that's gonna be the deck, guys. Like, the deck is really, really strong. I think it's one of the best decks I've built so far. I've been scouring the internet trying to find good results for purple, testing a bunch of ideas, and this is what I came up with. So if you guys like the deck, drop a like on this video. We're going to have a nice chill game that me and Blizz did on the background. It wasn't really anything professional. We were just kind of hanging out and playing the games, and this is me testing this deck essentially against Scoutmon. So if you guys want to watch that game, continue. Otherwise, thank you guys for watching. Let me know if you guys like this content or if there's anything you want me to change. If so, I will do it because I'm looking to improve. I really want to make Digimon like a mainstay on the channel because I really, really like this game. So if you guys want to see more Digimon content, let me know in the comments down below. Let me know if there's anything you liked or didn't like. All constructive criticism is welcome, and I will see you guys in the games. Hey guys, welcome back. So I'm just going to go ahead and post-commentate these games because the audio was really bad because for whatever reason my Audition didn't record it properly. So I'm just gonna go ahead and hop right into discussing the games. I'm playing against my buddy Yoku, Liz. Check him out on YouTube. As always, he's a great guy, wonderful, wonderful man. We are playing the purple. He's playing Dukemon Red, a control-y red deck. Still got Omnimon or Megamon, all this stuff, and we, as you can see, we have so many rookies in our hand. If there's one thing this deck is, it's consistent because you play so many level 3s. You can easily swim your board, Digivolve, draw cards. Like, this deck is super consistent, which I really like a lot about it. We're gonna go ahead, Digivolve, draw. You know, we have a really good starting hand, Trump Sword, which means with Trump Sword in our hand, we can let our opponent like set up a dude like without really interrupting it, and then just blow it up whenever it becomes a high level. And we are playing on PIedmon. We are still getting used to playing on Tabletop Simulator, so please forgive us if you know, things are getting kind of slow. We were also kind of just like hanging out watching a show. But he was watching a show while I was like doing some editing while we were playing. So I did tell you guys in the deck profile this was very casual. But I figured since it was so casual, it gives me the opportunity to look over the game and actually tell you guys what was happening while we were playing. Monodramon, but like, yeah, just Monodramon evolution. Doesn't seem like he's able to do much else. Like he's just kind of sitting there. Yeah, okay, cool. I thought for whatever reason my game might have frozen, but yeah. So he has Monodramon out. So we have Yaman lead, which is another reason why it's like argue about playing the 5th card for it to be Yaman, because Yaman's not the best card. We really want it to be the other one first. That's a 1 in 5 chance of happening, but it happens, so whatever. He get down his Taiki down early, so that means we can be a little bit more generous with our security, with our drops now, because we don't have to worry about him having really low memory. But PIedmon doing its thing, destroying itself to get cards in the trash so that we can digivolve quickly and use our PIedmon for like maximum effect. Having two Vilemon, or not Vilemon, Devimon in the trash is pretty nice. Vilemon on board, I could just play down the Vilemon just to have a blocker on the board. It's not necessarily something I hate, but we'll go ahead and attack with Tapermon first. It's always nice to have them in case I want a hard digivolve, but yeah, Terra Force destroys me, so it doesn't really matter. But it gives us another draw. And it gets us 2 more cards in the trash, which is good. We got Beelzemon, so now we actually don't mind trying to get that PIedmon down quickly. We don't have one in hand right now, but blocker down is pretty nice. He can't attack me next turn, so having a blocker is pretty good. Only gives him 1 extra memory than what he would have had anyway, so we don't mind hard playing the blocker. Alright, let's see what he has. He has Monodramon in hand, or Monodramon on the board here. Let's see what he can do with that 6-card hand of his. We have 5 cards in hand, but we're really set actually. We have Chimeramon in case he sets up too many blockers or something like that. But we have a Wizardmon, which doesn't really do anything for us right now, but can evolve if he gives us enough memory. Because we have a Tapermon in hand, right? So we can just evolve whatever we get out of our raising area, and then we can evolve that into Wizardmon while keeping a Beelzemon in hand. Hopefully we can get ourselves a PIedmon on the board relatively quickly. We have lots of ways to do it. We have that card that was it Grizzly Wing, I think is what it's called, the one that gets the level 3 out of our trash onto the board. We also have a PIedmon if we can find PIedmon. So we have like 7 different ways, 10 if you count mats, right, to get the dudes out of our trash. But he just starts slamming down a big one. So once again, this is what we were talking about earlier. We don't care if he plays down one dude to digivolve over and over again, because we're just going to destroy with Trump Sword if he never attacks. Draw here. We did get a Millenniumon a little bit early, but Millenniumon is actually pretty good here since we pretty much already have Beelzemon down. We just need a few more cards in the trash. I think we need like 5 more or something like that. It's not too many. We don't mind getting ourselves destroyed a few times in the process. I think blocker down is nice though. We can just play Matt. There's not really much we can do here. We could evolve into Wizardmon, but I don't really want to. I don't think so, at least. Maybe I do. But yeah, might as well play the Mat. Like I don't want to. I want to do more than just evolving them into PIedmon. So we'll go ahead and get the PIedmon back into our hand. It's an easy play for next turn. Just showing how I got the PIedmon. Okay, we're gonna go ahead, and now he starts with 3, so that's why we don't mind playing those cards like that. Let's see what he gets here. Boom, boom. Alright, so what's he gonna do? He can evolve in the Gallantmon if he wants to and start discarding my security. We have a blocker down though, which is pretty nice, but we don't have 10 cards in our trash if I remember correctly. He's gonna go and evolve there. Get those draws in. And I did speed up the gameplay, so if like things are flashing really quickly, I do apologize. I want to make sure this like, you know, hour-long match isn't an hour of video time, you know what I mean? So I might as well speed up the gameplay a bit. There's the Gallantmon. So Gallantmon doesn't really do anything right now. I mean, he does have a tamer, so he can destroy our Vilemon, which does that put a lot of cards in our trash? I'm not too sure. It looks like not enough, so we should be good. He can't even attack anyway since he did Digivolve. So we're going to go ahead and start 3 because of Matt in this draw. So him not attacking is really good for us. That means we could use our Trump Sword this turn. For now, though, we're going to go ahead and, you know, put our dude into the board, and then we can evolve it. I don't really see a problem with evolving it now. Actually, we're probably going to want to play an MTOArtOffical down first and then use Trump Sword. So we're actually going to do that instead. We're going to attack, use what's it called to put a card. Yeah, Beelzemon's ability to put another card in our trash. PIedmon is down, which is fine. We can retrieve that later. Let's see. Flip that over. Another Beelzemon gun. So a lot less blockers we have to worry about this game, which is nice. And we also get to draw a card. And look at all those MTOArtOffacals, dude. Guess we hard play MTOArtOffical, and then we destroy his dude with Trump Sword. That's the cool thing about this deck. Like we can pretty much destroy dudes with relative ease in this deck using either Trump Sword to destroy their active, or using Vengeance Attacker to destroy their rested dudes. So we're in a really good position here. Because next turn we have MTOArtOffical, because we have 10 cards, and we have Beelzemon, so we have 10 cards in trash, which means Beelzemon, when Digivolve, can destroy a level 4 or lower, and then we have Millenniumon to Digivolve after that, which will get us another quote-unquote destruction, because we're putting a card from any Digimon into the bottom of the deck, so that we are essentially having a way to easily clear the board out of like 2 Digimon, as well as probably take 2 security in the meantime. And we can use Chimeramon to punish any other plays. So we have lots of ways to make sure he doesn't fit too many Digimon on the board. Alright, let's see what he can do here. He's got Monodramon. Doesn't have much else from the looks of it. He probably needs to whiten his board so he's not in such a losing position. But we'll see what he does. 2 security left. He hasn't touched our security yet, which is nice. There is another dude who's gonna hard play the level 5. Probably to Digivolve it maybe, so that he can destroy my MTOArtOffical. It's not a bad play. Yeah, he just destroy my MTOArtOffical this way. Which means I don't get Beelzemon immediately, so I guess he sees the threat of Beelzemon and lets me play the game. And we got ourselves a Tech Boy, Volcanodramon. We got the bird, but let's see. I guess we just kind of Digivolve right now. Get rid of his Monodramon, play Beelzemon down, and hopefully he can't punish that with like a Terra Force or something. We could evolve them. We can do this one, the bench one first, which once again I don't think is really going to matter because you know this is the play I was going to make anyways. But yeah, Beelzemon destroys the Monodramon, and yeah. So Beelzemon, it's such a good card, man. It's so nice to be able to go directly into a level 4 or a level 6 with ease like that. Now Terra Force can be annoying, but like you know, it's fine because we just have to draw into another Beelzemon, right? Or a way to put Beelzemon back into our hand with like mana or something like that. Let's see, what's he gonna do? Okay, he's Digivolving. Sorry for constantly clicking the spacebar like that. I'm still getting used to the thing that the spacebar is right next to all, which is what I use to look at cards. Alright, let's take a look. Greymon down, he's Digivolving. He's getting primed and ready. And now that we have 10 cards in our trash, Gallantmon actually does a lot here. He can discard a security card, which means he doesn't have to worry about activating any effects. But he doesn't have a security attack because what's it called? Tai only works if it's got 4 or more Digivolution sources. So he gets a discard one and then attack and get rid of the other one. So easy money, 2 security gone. Now we can destroy him with a potential... the potential Devimon, but he's going to go ahead and actually destroy our Beelzemon. It's the same because if we evolved into Millenniumon, we could have got rid of his Gallantmon, which is going to set us beautifully for the following turn because we could have both attacked with Beelzemon, get rid of a security card, attacked with MTOArtOffical to get rid of another security card, and then also Digivolve into Millenniumon to put his Gallantmon back in the bottom of the deck. That would have been amazing. But unfortunately, he destroyed our Beelzemon, so that was a really well-timed Terra Force on his part. We do have Vengeance, but unfortunately, we already evolved our level 3, so that's unfortunate. That's unfortunate for sure. We do want another Beelzemon in our hand or a mat to get the Beelzemon back, but not really much we can do. I kind of want to keep this level 3 in my hand so I can draw the following turn. So right now I'm just going to go ahead and just play something down, I guess. Probably just a MTOArtOffical again, you know, keep thinning my discard if I want to, but I can't attack this turn obviously because the turn was played. We can evolve into Devimon and be all like, look man, if you attack, we're going to punish you. You will be punished if you attack this turn. Got another Gabumon, which means we can probably play this Tapermon down with no problem now. Let's see if that memory gets played. We're attacking first. Alright, that is gone. Did I ever... Like maybe we made a mistake here and we didn't get the memory played. Hopefully it's not too big of a deal. And yeah, we get to draw a card for being destroyed. And oh, yeah, looks like we made a mistake here. I didn't get to use the memory. Yikes. That's fine though. These things happen, I guess. And then PIedmon down. See, this is what happens when you play without paying too much attention, because we're just kind of hanging out. But I don't think it's going to affect the game too much. We did get one extra Digimon down, but we already have checkmate, regardless of playing that extra Digimon down. Unless he has a blocker here. He needs to either find a way to destroy one of our Digimon or get a blocker down, which I don't think he has. So I think we're actually, like, even with that extra memory usage that we just did, I think we'll be okay. Right, so he has Metal Tyrannomon down, but unfortunately it's not enough because he needs to get 3 different Digimon down this turn, or have one of his Digimon has security attack +3. Because just attacking, like you have to attack me directly, right? So even if you have security attack +7, if you're not attacking me directly, and you're not going to be able to, you know, beat me in one attack kind of thing. Go ahead and put the PIedmon back into my hand using Matt. They need to get off security. And security attack +2. So he has +1 right now from the Greymon. Does not work with Tai though, because it only has 3 Digivolution sources and Tai needs 4. So Tai needs 4 Digivolution sources for it to work. So we're going to go ahead and flip over this card, and what could it be? Trump Sword, which is very unfortunate for Blizz, because that means I get to destroy his Galmon. Not like it matters once again. Like, he really needs to play Terra Force plus a blocker if he wants to win, or one or the other. And thanks to the Chimeramon in our hand, should be pretty good. Let's see what he has. Let's see what he's gonna do. What's he gonna do to end the turn? Beelzemon. So once again, it didn't really matter. Really, the only thing that matters now is security. So I'm glad that me cheating didn't come into play. Luckily enough. But unless that security is Terra Force or something, yep, we should be good to just win the game with an attack for game. All right, there we go. We're gonna go ahead and move on to game 2 here. I got really nervous though, I'm not gonna lie, because my first time looking at the matches in post-com. Whew. Yeah, Millenniumon, dude, Millenniumon would have cleared his board. I'm just kind of telling him like how good that Terra Force was, because that Terra Force really messed me up. I was scared I was gonna lose because of that Terra Force. But luckily we managed to bounce back without really playing PIedmon either. Usually PIedmon is like the bounce back card. Probably should have cut out all this part, but here we are. I thought I did cut out this part, but I guess I didn't. I know I made a cut somewhere. And then, oh, there we go. We can go hop into game 2. He gets to go first this time. Hand is pretty good. He did draw by accident. I was telling him not to do that. He's going first like he asked. All right, so let's see. He's gonna go ahead and evolve and draw. And cool, Gilmon is down. My hand is looking pretty weak. We have one rookie, but then we have PIedmon way too early. We have Matt way too early. Beelzemon way too early. So we have all these mid to late game cards with only one decent card for turn 2. But he does start me off with 1 memory, which is very good for him and very bad for me. But we can just Digivolve and like hard play probably the Vilemon or the actually probably the Wizardmon, right? I don't think I want to hard play the Devimon yet. I could hard play the Tapermon, but you know, Wizardmon is here, it's cheap. Think about playing Matt too just to have myself early game memory, but that kind of feels necessary. I kind of want to use Matt to retrieve a card later. Might as well use it for its full effect, right? You know what I mean? So, gonna go ahead and play the Wizardmon. It's only 4 costs, so he starts off at 3. It's not too bad for him. Tyrannomon is on the board. Tyrannomon is 6,000 DP, very, very strong card. But unfortunately, the other security effects, the other evolution source effects don't come into play yet because I don't have any cards in my trash, surprisingly enough, although it's been only like one turn, right? But he can attack my security here. And, you know, he has a very high chance to, you know, destroy my security, since like 18 of my Digimon in this deck are rookies. But unfortunately for him, he did find my Beelzemon. So Beelzemon is in the trash for me. He gets destroyed because he doesn't have any boosted DP right now. So we're in a pretty good spot, I guess. PIedmon blocker is down. So yeah, he does have his blockers this game, unlike last game. Blockers would have been super good for him last game, but as we saw, like 2 of them were in the security last game. So let's see what we can do this turn, this game I mean. We can play the Devimon down. I don't want him to know we have the Devimon yet. I'm probably going to attack with Beelzemon first to bait the block. So I do want to get rid of his blocker while I can. Let's see if he chooses to block. He's really thinking about it. Now, blocking means that, yeah, I don't think it really matters if you block there or not. Because he was going to block one of the attacks regardless. We just were able to destroy his blocker, which is great. But we don't. But it's probably better that he, you know, blocks the effect that doesn't mill me the top 3 cards. It just draws me 1. So that was probably the right play, honestly. We have 5 down there now. We can now use Matt to get ourselves PIedmon back, which is great. Excellent. Excellent news. Because now we're getting closer and closer to being able to use Beelzemon, and we already have Beelzemon in hand too, so we are looking pretty good this game so far. We just need a few more cards in the trash in order to maximize this. We need at least 5 more, I think, maybe 4 more. Or maybe 6 more, because we did just take the PIedmon out. Now, if I remember correctly, he's used a lot of rookies, and he's running very low on rookies. So he's going to hard play the Dark Tyrannomon, which is unfortunate for him. But I have to start with 3 memory anyway, so it's not that bad at the end of the day. It just means that, you know, he can evolve faster into his Dukemon. We have Chimeramon down, not super useful. 2 PIedmon in hand, Beelzemon. We do want to start destroying our own dudes. So what we can do here is actually play down the Tapermon and then play down the Chimeramon. Destroy the Tapermon and draw a card, and also destroy him, since you know, the Dark Tyrannomon is a level 4, not a level 6. So that gets us through. We do have a clear board again, and a Chimeramon on the board, and we drew a card. So things are looking excellent for us. He does have 7 memory to work with, so that's a lot of memory. But because his hand seems pretty weak without having any rookies down, we were able to probably take that play, make that play at that point. Force him to play even more big cards he doesn't want to play. So let's see what he can do. Because Chimeramon is here. Chimeramon can start destroying his security. Tapermon can start destroying his security. I might evolve Tapermon to Devimon just to continue to destroy his security, while also having something that can destroy any Digimon that might be at rest. My computer is going crazy again, guys, so I do apologize if there's any background noise that you guys are hearing. It is what it is. My computer is just a laptop. It's not a whole setup, so let's see. Yeah, he just has to hard play Metal Tyrannomon, which just sucks. But you know, when you don't have a lot, when you don't get rookies, you just gotta make plays where you can. And he's choosing to pass the turn because I'm assuming his hand is nothing but amazing cards. I'm surprised he didn't play something like Dukemon though, or Galamon. I mean, let's see what we can do here. Our hand is once again pretty good, honestly. We can evolve into a blocker. And this is just to draw more cards. We did get a, what did we get there? We got another PIedmon. So we're loaded up on PIedmons. We're gonna go ahead and attack his security with this dude. Finally get a chunk out of his security. It's been a very long game so far. Just trying to set up our boards very carefully. And let's see what we can do. I mean, I could play the PIedmon, or I could just play Devimon. Or we can just play PIedmon. I was thinking about potentially saving that PIedmon so I can digivolve whatever I flip around next turn. But if we get enough of our cards destroyed, say he attacks us and we block, that's 2 more cards in the trash. Say he attacks our Chimeramon, it's another card in the trash. Say our Chimeramon gets destroyed from a security attack, that's another card in the trash. We're just trying to load up our trash, which is another reason why I was talking about this in the deck profile, but the other Devimon lets me put 2 cards in the trash. That would have been amazing to see at any point this game, but we haven't seen it in this game or the last game for whatever reason. And that card is pretty good. I'm surprised we haven't been able to see it, because being able to dump the top 2 cards of our deck just by playing it would have come in handy multiple times. Looks like he's just going to pass with Beelzemon though. No red tamer means he doesn't get to destroy anything. Okay, so we are pretty close to having 5. We just need 5 more cards in the trash, so we'll see what we can do. I guess we're going to go ahead and use the Impmon, maybe. We could also use PIedmon here, it's probably something I'm thinking about. But we don't have enough blockers or really enough cards that are worth getting. Let's see, Impmon attacks here. Hopefully Impmon gets, Impmon is most likely going to get destroyed here, right? Yeah, because it's only got 1000 DP. So we're going to go ahead and flip over this. So we just need to get 1 more Impmon back. Viamon is back, so we can actually use PIedmon to get blocker down as well as Impmon down. If we want to. We're going to use Devimon first though. In case he attacks, now we have something that can punish the attacker. So we have a blocker, and we have a vengeance guy. So we can easily get rid of this Beelzemon. The control in this game is real. The control in last game is real, but we'll see what we can do here. We're not out of the woods yet. Security attacks are a thing. Security attack +1, +2s. Discarding my security is a thing this dude can very easily do. He's gonna attack. We're gonna block it, but he does discard security when attacking. Once we get to 20, he gets to discard 2 cards. So we're trying not to discard too many cards. He's gonna go ahead and evolve into his Omegamon or Omnimon, and whenever he evolves, he can destroy one of my Digimon. So he destroys the vengeance guy. So I can't punish him for attacking, which is an excellent play. Let's see if we can get ourselves a Trump. No, Trump Sword won't do anything. We just have to play another vengeance guy somehow. But we're just gonna go ahead and PIedmon here. Get out our blockers. We are actually kind of scared right now. But getting a blocker and an Impmon is great, because that means we get to set up our board for a really strong turn next turn. Unfortunately, I did forget to attack with Chimeramon that turn because I was so excited about the PIedmon play. But it is what it is. Once again, we were both like just casually playing. It wasn't anything serious. So I'm just gonna not attack here with Chimeramon. He was flipping it because he thought I was attacking, but my turn already ended. So now he has 9 memory to work with. He needs to start getting down blockers or start destroying my dudes so I don't win next turn, but I 100% have game on board next turn. Now, Omnimon can attack and then make himself active again by putting his Digivolution source back on top of his deck. He tried to make it active. I guess he forgot that he Digivolved his Beelzemon this turn, so he can't do it yet because the raising phase is before the main phase, and you can only Digivolve during the main phase. So he can't pull up his Digimon until the beginning of his next turn, I should say. So what does he need to do here to survive another turn? He needs to get down a blocker as well as a Terra Force, I think. And then we have to somehow punish that play. If he gives us enough memory, we Digivolve into Beelzemon, destroy his blocker, and then win the game from there. So let's see if that's what happens. But he needs to get down a blocker and Terra Force to have a chance. And we are probably not going to block anything this turn because we're not at risk of losing. So if we don't block anything, we have 4 attackers. He has two security left. We win in 3 attacks. So I'm going to choose not to block anything here just in case. Because if he destroys too many Digimon or gets too many blockers down or something like that, we can have at least 1 extra attack to try to win the game with that. So let's see what he's choosing to do here. He's going to go ahead and attack first. Flip. Alright. Then he's going to make himself active again with the effect, putting the dude back into his hand. There we go. So now he's going to decide, does he want to attack or not? Okay, there's blocker number 1. Now, if he's going to Terra Force, I would destroy the... I mean, it's a tough turn, right? Because like he can either destroy the Vengeance guy, PIedmon, so he doesn't lose his Omegamon, so he can win the following turn. Because he does win the following turn if PIedmon does not attack him. Or, you know what? I can see where things went wrong here. Or you can destroy my Itmon so that I don't have Beelzemon, so I don't destroy his blocker, right? So what I would have done here is I probably would have not attacked with Omegamon here, so I couldn't, so that he has no way to, I have no way to attack him. There's a Terra Force, and he's gonna go for my PIedmon. So this is where the play went wrong. You see, if I were my opponent here, I would have destroyed the Itmon with that Terra Force so that there was no Beelzemon play, but there still was a chance for there to be a Beelzemon play. In fact, with the way my hand is looking, I still would have had it, but I just wouldn't have been able to attack. So yeah, I would have destroyed the Itmon if I was my opponent, because now I get to Digivolve into Beelzemon and destroy his blocker and just attack twice for a game here. Or, yeah, just attack 3 times for a game. So I have game, so that should be GG unless there's something in his prizes or his security that messes me up. Like a Terra Force. Terra Force could win him the game right here if it's in his security. Let's take a look. It is not in his security, so I just win the game with a Vilemon attack. So that is GG's. Thank you, Ioku, for playing me. Now, what I was trying to say earlier is I'm not too sure. He might have won the game, honestly, because if he didn't attack me with Omnimon, leaving himself active, use Terra Force on the Itmon, so I wouldn't have been able to Digivolve, which would have kept my PIedmon on the board, but Itmon would have been gone. He still would have used up all that memory, so would have 8 memory to work with. But I don't have an Itmon in hand. But I do have Trump Sword, so I could have just used Trump Sword on him and destroyed his Omnimon anyways. So like, you know, it's up in the air. I don't think, yeah, he wouldn't have won because I would have still had, if he wouldn't have been able to take that second if he didn't attack me. So at least I would have had an extra turn to work with. So Matt would have got me Itmon back. Beelzemon, yeah, I think, I don't know. I'm pretty sure I still would have won that game from the looks of it, because what would have happened was he would have had Omnimon active, his blocker down, and I would have had 2 security left instead of 1, right? Because he wouldn't have attacked that second time. Then my turn happens. I have Matt in hand, so I would have played Matt first to put Itmon back in hand. Play down Itmon, so I would have 1 memory left, and I would have played Trump Sword to destroy his Omegamon. Then he has blocker, and he has whatever's going to become active that turn. So, and I have a blocker down myself, so he would have attacked my security with that, whatever was going to become active, probably security attack +1, because I think there was a gray monitor there. So I probably would have blocked that first attack, so now he would have taken no security again, and he can't attack with anything else except for his blocker, which he probably doesn't want to do, right? But even if he does do it, I would still have 1 security left, so he'd still be 2 attacks off. Although 7 memory does mean that there's a chance he could have used something like another Omegamon or a Dukemon. He didn't have a tamer down though, so without a tamer he wasn't able to destroy anything on my board. But if he did get a tamer into a Dukemon, destroyed one of my blockers, or maybe the Itmon again, if he just kept targeting the Itmon, then there could have been something. But anyways, I'm just rambling right now because it's interesting to look at these games. Because like, once again, we're both inexperienced. I've only been playing for a few weeks and just more theory crafting, and I've been really enjoying it. So if you guys like this content, if you guys like this style, let me know in the comments down below. I'm going to try to do more live games, but the live games are going to be just, you know, casual conversation, just kind of hanging out. Unless I'm doing tournaments, which I'm going to try to do in the future. Once again, I usually work during tournament hours whenever people are doing tournaments, so we'll see if I can make it work in the future. If anybody wants to hang out and play games with me, you can join the Discord, which is linked down below, and we can play some games whenever you guys want. And I'm gladly looking for more games to record and to post on the channel. So I'll always be down for games. So thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to drop a like, subscribe, share, all that good jazz, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.